Hi guys! Today, I've seen this trend like for the last 2 years, so I'm a little late, but I'm gonna do half my face with high-end makeup and half with drugstore makeup today. So I have all my dupes set out here. The only thing I won't be duping is brushes and lashes because I don't got money for that. And I've got palettes, mascara, liner, lippies, foundation, brows. We're gonna have some fun today. I even have beauty blenders. So, first thing we're gonna do is brows. This is what I use every day right now, Kat Von D Super Brow in Graphite. And this is what I used to use when I was in college and broke. This is the e.l.f. Cream Eyeliner in black. It's like $2 or $3. It's cheap as heck, but it worked at the time. So that's gonna be our dupe. This side is gonna be the drugstore side. This is gonna be the high-end side. So right, high-end, left, drugstore. This is a brand new one too. I used to use this every single day. I need room, I got so much stuff. Color's pretty close. This one's actually darker because it is just straight up black. Coverage looks pretty good. Sharpness, pretty good. I used to be able to do this without even using concealer, like who was she? Now we're gonna go to foundation to do my usual cutting my eyebrows and eye base. I have the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter in 230, which is a neutral. And I have the CoverGirl Vitalist Healthy Elixir in 740, which is a little bit more cool toned. This is the moisturizer I use, by the way. I'm going to put this on now so that while I'm doing my eyes it'll soak in. Okay, now for my eyes I have a couple different things. So I'm going to use the Interstellar and Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance for the high-end side. And then I have these two Wet n Wild palettes for the drugstore side. These are $4.99. I'm not going to go through every shade dupe, but I'm just going to do a simple red look, and I think that'll show, since the Modern Renaissance palette has a lot of reds in it, it'll really show the difference. I actually think the color in the Wet n Wild palette is closer to Venetian Red than it is to Red Ochre, or Love Letter, I'm sorry. So I'm gonna put that over top and go real quick. Okay, so you could definitely tell I was struggling to get the same color payoff from the Wet n Wild palette, and also it's a lot more difficult to blend. I decided I'm not going to wear lashes, actually, because I really want you to see the difference in the mascaras. So right now what I'm going to do is eyeliner. So I have the Kat Von D Tattoo Liner in Trooper, and then I have the e.l.f. Pen Eyeliner. The first thing I noticed is that it seems like a lot of product is coming out of the e.l.f. liner. It's kind of hard to control, and I always thought that would be a good thing because I've had pens that like nothing comes out before. But they both have, oh, that's not the same shape. They both have really good color payoff, and they're drying fast enough that they don't transfer onto my lid or in my crease. I thought the e.l.f. one didn't look as black, but now that they're drying, they look pretty good. So now we're gonna do mascara. I have the Kush mascara from Milk Makeup and my all-time favorite, the e.l.f. Volume Plumping Mascara. This is a mini. I think this was $15, and then this is $3. I'm gonna do 2 coats, so I will be right back. I am very impressed with this. I think they actually look almost the same. I would call it a tie between those two. So I guess my 2 favorite mascaras. And also, this is a mini. Usually minis in trial size are lower quality in my opinion than the full size. So I wonder if I got the full size when they're back in stock, if it would be my new favorite. Like, I understand why everyone's hyping it up now. You can see my lashes are a lot fuller and thicker with mascara. And the brush on the Kush mascara is a lot stiffer than the e.l.f. one, which kind of irritates me because I like to blink into the wand to really separate my lashes, but that means it works really well. I don't have any clumping on either side, and they're very defined. I like both of these equally. Okay, now that's the fun part, is foundation. So again, CoverGirl, Fenty Beauty. And then I also have 2 different beauty blenders. I have the actual beauty blender and I have a NYX one. So I'm gonna use the NYX one with the CoverGirl. I've never used a beauty blender with Fenty Beauty, so I don't know how it's gonna work. Oh yeah, I can definitely tell the color difference now. I'm gonna do my lower lash line, and that should give it enough time to dry, and then we'll see what it looks like. Okay, it looks a little better now that it's dry, but you can definitely still see a clear line, especially right here. And also the coverage level is very different, even just looking at my acne scars here and then on my neck. Very different level of coverage. So Fenty Beauty wins again. Sorry, CoverGirl. Also, with my lower lash line, you can definitely tell I had a struggle again getting this to blend, and I had to use a lot more. It seems like the only thing that really works is the crease brushes. I can't use a concealer brush or a packing brush or anything with this palette because it's too stiff. Like, it's just not good for that. So now we're gonna contour. Again, Interstellar palette for the high-end side, and then I have a different Wet n Wild palette that's more neutral that I'm gonna use on this side. I highly doubt it's gonna work. So we'll see how this looks. Okay, so because this brush is so densely packed, it's a lot easier to work with the color, and it's actually blending pretty well. So I guess densely packed brushes are the only way to really get this color to work. Right, contour is pretty good. This one actually looks more defined. I think I actually like this better as a contour shade, so that's good, because I was thinking I was gonna have to sell those because they'd be too crappy to use. Okay, now we're gonna do highlight. So I have the CoverGirl Vitalist Healthy Glow Cream Highlight, and then I'm gonna use Vermeer from the Modern Renaissance palette. I'm gonna say these both earn my stamp of approval. I've never really used a cream highlight, but I like this a lot. I've actually been using it the last couple of days. They've got a nice glow on both sides. They're both very blendable, and they're pretty similar shades, I will say. The Modern Renaissance Vermeer is a little more gold toned, and they look similar enough. So that one's good. And then last we have lipstick. I wanted to match the Kat Von D Vampira, and I got two because I wasn't sure which one would be better. So I have the NYX Lip Lingerie in 9, and then the Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuit in 931B. So I have no clue. I think we'll start with the Wet n Wild because I've never used it before. Wow. That's exactly the same. There we go. It's literally almost exactly the same color. This one's just a tiny bit lighter. And they're both cool tone dark red. Not very purple. Oh, I love it. I love it. Okay, so this is the finished look. My eyes are an almost perfect match. The only difference, like I said, is that this is harder to work with, but my eyes are almost a perfect match as far as color. My lips are almost a perfect match. Foundation is not even close. Contour is pretty good, and then highlight is pretty good. So I would say the eyes are the best match between the Modern Renaissance palette and the Wet n Wild. Yeah, the eyeliner is absolutely perfect. Brows are pretty close. The cream eyeliner is just a tiny bit darker because it's actually black. I think this turned out really well. The foundation is the most obvious difference. I obviously prefer the Fenty Beauty. Check the description. All my social media will be down there, as well as a link to where you can buy my books. And also make sure to subscribe. I always post on Tuesday and Saturday. I'm gonna cut this off before it's too long, and I'll see you guys on Saturday.